If everybody'd like to join us today, we have Paul Rigsby from Grace Church who would like to give us our invocation.
Lord, we thank you just for another beautiful day you've given us, Lord. Thank you for waking us up, Lord, and giving us another opportunity to spend the day on your earth. Pray for these commissioners. They try to do the best for our county, as we know they always do. Pray for our county, and pray for everything that's mentioned here today and everything that's brung up, but it'll be handled in an orderly manner. Take care of our county and take care of all the decisions made here today, and they'll be made in the best that you would want to be done. Keep everything under an orderly conduct, and bless the county and bless everything mentioned here today. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thanks, sir.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Okay, good morning.
Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. This is Wednesday, August 20th, 2025. This is the regular meeting of the Nicholas County Commission, and we would like to begin with our motions.
I'd like to make a motion to review and waive and approve the minutes of August 6, 2025 as presented.
There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Motion is carried.
Upon review of the exonerations as presented by the Nicholas County Assessor, I move to approve accordingly.
There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon review of the estate and fiduciary matters as presented by the Nicholas County Clerk, I make a motion to approve accordingly.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Upon submission of budget revisions received from the elected officials and department heads, the commission will take appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
Upon the review of invoices as submitted by various departmental offices, the commission will take the appropriate action as deemed necessary.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Okay, we have some terms of office expiring. We need someone to fill for the Craigsville Public Library.
Yes.
For Libby Casto, the term of office expiring June 30th, 2025. It is a 5-year term. And we have someone interested.
Yes. Kathy Barnett.
Kathy
Barnett.
Is that a motion?
She's a citizen of Craigsville, so that's a good thing, and I'll make that motion to approve Kathy Barnett to fill the expired term of office for Libby Casto. The term of office expires June 30th of 2025. That's already expired.
If that expires, hers 30. So this will be a new appointment.
Be the 23rd.
Oh, okay, so that's right. So I amend my motion to appoint her to a term of office expiring June 30th of 2030 for a 5-year term.
There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion is carried. We have an unexpired term of office for the Nicholas County Parks and Recreation Commission. That was Michelle Underwood, and that would expire October 15th, 2027.
So Steve Burkholder's been attending those meetings. We had Michelle Underwood, who was the president of the fair, who represented the fair, unfortunately, a couple months ago. He's been attending those meetings. I don't think he'd have any resistance or resentment in that position.
He was okay.
Yeah. So I'd like to make a nomination for Steve Burkholder to fill the expired term of Michelle Underwood with a term of office expiring October 15, 2027.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. We have fill an expired term? Yes, expired term for Jordan Dietz for the Nicholas County Health Department. Do we have anybody for that?
Not that one.
No, just that. Okay, we also have, do I have a motion to table that?
Motion.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We also have an unexpired term of office for the health department that Shauna Schaefer had to move, and that will be expiring June 30th, 2029. Is there anything on that?
The other board had recommended Annabeth Anderson.
Okay. Is that a motion?
Yep.
There's a motion on the floor for Annabeth Anderson. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion has carried. The Fire Board has a term of office that was vacated by Angela Evans due to her working there. So do we have anything on that?
Motion to table.
Motion to table is on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we move into public comment. We have Matthew Paul, who would like to speak. Mr. Paul, before you talk, we have ground rules. We got 3 minutes, and that's it. And contain any emotions. This is, okay?
That's fine. Can I come up here and speak? Sure.
Right.
Anywhere you'd like.
Okay. Sorry. Anxiety gets my voice cracked, and I do apologize. I come to address this commission as a free American. I'd also like to add I am not a sovereign citizen, but a person who believes in the Constitution. Our Constitution was written to give us our liberties, the same liberties that the U.S. Declaration of Independence gives us. These are our God-given rights. When exercising these rights as free Americans, I get thrown in circles to where no one will take a redress of grievances and they don't answer FOIA requests. And it's morally wrong for the sheriff's office and the prosecutor's office to refuse a redress of grievances, but it's also unconstitutional. No one in the magistrate's office, sheriff's office, prosecutor's office wants to accept a FOIA request, which is West Virginia Law 29B-1. Again, these departments I mentioned will run you in circles to no end, playing games with the citizens and setting the county up for litigation. My only purpose in speaking today is to express my concerns to try to protect our county from being litigated against. When I mentioned this, I was told by our officials that I was trespassed from the magistrate building. Not only was I trespassed, but I was threatened with arrest if I were to follow through with any of my complaints by the sheriff of this county. I will tell you why. That's because the officials here have qualified immunity. With qualified immunity, it's not them that will pay for their mistakes or ignorance to the law. It is us taxpayers that will pay. In reality, when you make someone aware of a situation and you tell them you want to redress them or need a FOIA request and they tell you to litigate it, it's time for those said persons to be terminated so they don't cost the county money. Sorry. I am here to ask the commission to hire a judicial investigation board. The JIC is an independent body responsible for taking complaints and investigating these complaints to ensure public safety and to ensure that the citizens in Nicholas County, West Virginia are not litigated on to refusal of our First Amendment redress of grievances and to make sure FOIA requests are answered on time. That does not mean you have to approve the FOIA request. It just means that it has to be answered, whether if you need more time or if you approve it, go ahead and do what you have to do to get it through. Article 3, Section 16 of the West Virginia Constitution was violated by not letting me redress our government grievances. That is our First Amendment also. It's a protected activity. A reason for trespass was invalid. They did this under the instructions of the Assistant Prosecutor of our county. Also violations of 29B-1 of being able to get a FOIA answered by the Sheriff's Office. Don't get denied, but go unanswered. They refused to redress the grievances on a deputy on 12/14/23. He broke the law by yelling profanities at me in a threatening manner. Sheriff wants no accountability, nor do they want transparency. When I made my complaint, I was told I'd be arrested for creating a disturbance. A constitutionally protected activity is not creating a disturbance. This is unlawful, and again, it's not the officials that'll pay, but our citizens of our county. I asked the commission to let our officials know this is me putting them on notice for illegal trespass. That lasted for over 1.5 years due to refusal of redress, and the county is in direct violation of Article 3, Section 16 of the West Virginia Constitution. Also, the county is in violation of 29B-1 to answer FOIA in a timely manner because they refuse to accept it. Threats have been made to take my freedom and disrupt my family because of this situation. I can no longer attend church over complaints. And this has hurt me in so many ways people will not understand. And all I want is to try to protect the citizens' tax dollars of Nicholas County. With that, I'll yield my time, sir.
I have a comment, or actually just a couple questions. So I know, Matt, your goal is to get your story out there.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so to my understanding, I'd like this part corrected, I wanted to talk to you about this before, but I've been working over the past couple days. You had an issue with a local business.
Yes,
You
sir.
actually took them to court because they, I think, had overcharged you on a part for your car.
Yes, sir. And the overcharge was so severe. What I read in the law, anything over $250 is considered fraud.
Right.
And I was trying to get the sheriff's department to hear it, or someone, prosecutor to hear it, someone.
Understood.
And nobody would listen to me. Instead, they rudely told me, when I walked up to our assistant prosecutor.
Well, let me get to that point.
Okay.
So with that, you actually went to court and you won your case. So
Yes, sir.
you were reimbursed the money
Yes,
that they had
sir.
overcharged you. And then you sought criminal charges against
sir.
the owner of the business.
Yes, sir.
At that point, you went to, I believe it was the assistant prosecutor, and asked him for advice or wanted to speak to him.
Yes, sir.
So if I'm the prosecutor or the assistant prosecutor, I legally and ethically cannot provide that any sort of advice or talk to you on that at all, because basically I'm giving you an inside look of how I can come around, and you can win because I'm telling you how to win this case or whatever the case is. So I think
That's not the
asking them.
advice I was looking for, sir. I was
Well,
looking.
but if you talk to me and I start answering questions, it's the same thing I've been asked about estates when we're working through estates within the county commission. And I'm telling you, it's even personal friends, they're just wanting like advice on how to fill out forms. I said, I can't give you any advice at all. So I did want to get to that point to say that your major grievance with the assistant prosecutor is because he wouldn't speak to you.
Yes, sir. When I was
Right.
going to ask him if they had a public library for me to use
Right.
to look at the law books.
Right.
The problem was I walked up to him, I said, "Excuse me, sir, can I?" He rudely cut me off, said, "I don't want to talk to you, get away from me."
Right.
I didn't even know this guy's name.
Understood.
And I tried to get his name, he refused to give me his name when I tried to redress him. And he kept refusing his name. And I said, "You have to give me your name so I can redress you." Well, he refused to give me his name, called the sheriff's office. The sheriff came over, and sheriff deputy came over. And when the sheriff deputy came over, he trespassed me from the building for trying to file a complaint against him. They said I was creating a disturbance.
Gotcha. So I actually did just a little bit of research here, and it says examples of redressing would be writing letters to elected officials to protest or ask for change.
Yes,
Which you
that's what I'm
100% can do. Filing lawsuits or legal challenges against government actions, which you 100% can do, but that would be outside of the county system because
Yes, sir.
they're our lawyers, so you can't use our lawyers against us. Signing petitions or organizing peaceful demonstrations, which, we know that's all good to go. And appealing for compensation or reversal of a government decision. So there was no government decision on that. It was just the lack of trying to provide information out on a lawsuit that might come back in front of them.
Right.
So then we move on to the FOIA part of it. The FOIA part of it, and I'm going to speak up, and if you guys disagree, definitely let me know. If you ever want to FOIA any department and you feel like they're not accepting that, bring it into our office, and they will stamp that as received, and then we'll handle that from the inside. That way there is a process, but we do not have a form.
And I understand that all my grievances for requests I make out
Yep.
before I turn in to
Yep.
you. You guys understand that.
Yep.
Now, I understand what you're saying about the redress, but if an official does you wrong, you have a right to file a complaint against the official. And that's what I was trying to
Understood.
do.
And knowing what I know from inside, I would go outside to do that. I would go to a lawyer, do whatever the case is, and I respect the fact that you said you didn't want to cost county tax dollars in litigation.
Right.
I get that part of it as well. So if we're being defended by our prosecutor, who is our lawyer, then that's not going to cost anything because we're already paying his salary. So I appreciate the money conscious aspect of it as
But
well.
also, the prosecutor attorney can take complaints on the assistant prosecutor, and the reason why is because that's his boss.
Correct. That's a direct employee right
And
there.
if they refuse a FOIA request, that's against the
Right.
my constitutional rights,
Correct.
which that's what they did. And doing so, they also trespassed me from the building, which the deputy that did that should be held accountable because what he did was illegal.
Right, gotcha. So on the redressing, I would bring that letter into here. Our administrative folks would be glad to take those. We get those over to the elected official. On the FOIA, do the same thing with that. As far as whatever between you and the deputy, I would advise you to take that up with the sheriff. Or if you don't feel like you're getting your own ass, seek legal counsel.
The sheriff told me, I took it to the chief of police. Here's his words.
Chief deputy.
Chief deputy, litigate.
Right.
That's going to cost the taxpayers money. Why should it have to go that far?
Understood.
Why can't he just take a FOIA request or redress on his department,
Right.
instead of telling me litigate.
Understood.
And for his officer to sit out here and threaten me using vulgar language, which is creating a disturbance, which is the reason why they trespassed me, not redressing your government, that's not creating a disturbance. But what he did was creating a disturbance. When I try to redress that situation, it was, if you go through with any of your complaints, I'm going to work with Michael Cox and see that you're prosecuted for creating a disturbance when I try to redress the situation. So it's totally unconstitutional and totally unlawful for them to do that. And I'm trying to address the situation by asking you guys to hire a board to come in here, so when anybody has a redress, they can investigate it and see that it goes through the proper measures. And that can also help you guys with FOIA requests.
Now, we do have, so you have the West Virginia State Ethics Commission. That's where I would go, because that's an entity that already exists, and they all, you know, they have all the rules and laws and everything in front of them. And that's a state entity, so you're taking it out of the county, which takes the bias out that you perceive as taking place there. And I would take it to the State Ethics Commission if I had an issue with somebody like that.
Well, I have taken
That way it exists. It's an existing entity and that's their sole job.
I've taken it to them. I've also contacted our legislation, I contacted our governor, and I've also contacted the presidential staff to let them be informed of the situation, because I don't believe it's right for any of our officials to make a mistake, a citizen make them aware of it, and then they look at you and they're like, well, litigate it.
Right.
Litigate it. Because they know they have qualified immunity, which protects them from lawsuits. The people that'll pay those lawsuits is not them, it is you and I, the citizens of Nicholas County. Now, from what I've read your budget and stuff, we really can't afford a whole lot of
Correct.
lawsuits, you know? So it's up to our county to fix this. And if they're not willing to fix the problem, then we need a protest to get these people out of here.
Understood.
And that's what needs to happen. If we don't do that, they're gonna cost us money that we can't afford to lose.
Right.
We can use that for education, we can use that for roads, so many other things we can use it for. But with that, I'm gonna have to yield my time. My time is up, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we will move on, and we have Lauren Weatherford and her posse, who has joined us this morning to have a conversation, and this will be a property matter, so we probably should, do I have a motion to call for an executive session?
I make a motion to request an executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4B concerning leased property of the commission.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor, is there any discussion?
It's 9:22 a.m. and the motion requests that the commission, the clerk, legal counsel, and maintenance supervisor stay in the room with our guests.
Okay. There's a motion on the floor, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, guys, we'll be back.
Make a motion to exit executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4B. It is 9:38 a.m. and for the record, no decisions are made during executive session.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor, any discussion? Motion is carried. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Okay, we have Deputy Magistrate Atlanta Heights.
You got to say clerk too, that's a long title.
Magistrate Clerk.
Yes, official.
Morning.
Morning.
So I'm here on behalf of the magistrate court to see if we can get maybe an upgrade to the bench, to the judge's bench. I hear, Mr. Painter, I brought you a copy of what the current condition is right now. And then it's pretty dated, like it's the fantastic 70s.
You like the family?
That's
So,
historic.
I've heard historic.
Hey, I'm finished, so
Handling before.
be careful what you
Well,
say.
now, I'm 70s too, but we gotta update the outside a little bit once
But
in a
Greg was
while.
a teenager, so he's not born in
Exactly.
That's when he turned 50.
So, but if you look at them, there's, I don't know, and it doesn't even have to be replaced. If it can just be doctored up.
Let me intervene here
Sure.
for just a second. In many of my conversations, I guess we could say, with the Supreme Court, one of the things they said to us was they're responsible for magistrate court, not us. So when there was a request for some new chairs and things like that, the lady said explicitly to me, we take care of Magistrate Court, you have to take care of Supreme Court.
Okay.
So for what you need here, other than, I guess you took pictures of the carpets, so you want that would be our responsibility.
Right.
But as for the furnishings, I don't know, do you remember any of those conversations? That they were responsible for all the furnishings. That's not true.
So we had Joe Imperial from the Supreme Court to come down, and they have in fact replaced our chairs, and we're in the process of getting the approval from the Supreme Court for our new desks. But I specifically asked Joe, I said, while you're here, let's talk about the bench for the magistrates. And he said, everything else was Supreme Court, but the bench was county commission. So that's why.
So they're making up their own rules.
So that's why. But
They may be considered a fixture, not furniture.
Well, that's what I'm saying, it's a fixed, but I don't know, it's probably not, it's already moved.
But I thought, well, the best thing to do would just come to you guys and see what you say. So, and even if you look through some of the pictures, I mean, like the flooring on the bench, it's very dated. It was like in my great grandma's house. I know, right? The other thing was, if you look in there, the carpeting, and I know I didn't put this on the agenda, but I thought if it would be cost effective, I would think, in my mind, rather than hardwood flooring or laminate flooring or tile, if it's cement underneath the carpet, it's not.
The problem is this is a glue down product on here, and getting it back to where it can be.
To where it's smooth, to where you can,
And another thing is one of the reasons you would want to go back with carpet is the noise. If you put hard
Right.
surface in there, it's going to bounce all over the place,
Right.
and nothing to absorb. So you probably have to go back to carpet.
so is that something that would be possibly doable for the downstairs? I know they're having to come in and shampoo 4 or 5 times a year, and I mean, the carpet's so old, and it's frayed and ratted at the seams and at the thresholds of the door. So, and I know in Magistrate Hanks's office, there's like 2 different types of carpet. So, but, and as far as the bench goes, if that, like, what do I need to do to get that debacle situated? As far as if it's or county commission or if it's Supreme Court. Supreme Court told me no.
We say it's their responsibility. They're going to say it's ours. So you're in a gridlock there. What are you thinking? You just want it refaced? I mean, is the
I think
bench
just-
good just to reface
I
or
think
something?
just refacing it would be really nice. I mean, just to get rid of the dated
Good
paneling.
Well, do
Take
some
all
like
paneling off,
1 by
put
4
paneling on.
tongue and groove pine and
Right.
stain it cheap, doesn't do, you know,
Stack it.
And then just,
however you want to put it
Why
out.
why don't you get with her and take a look at what they want? Let's put together a scope of work that we can get some bids on,
All right.
and that we'll just go from there.
You want to include the carpet in that?
Maybe it's a separate line item.
Okay.
And maybe you could go on the site. Greg found our bench up there, which was awesome. You might find one already ready to go for a good price.
okay, yeah, if you'll let me know what site that was.
We paid $2,000 for a $50,000.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably not gonna happen 2 times in a row.
You never know.
Please don't get another one.
But I do appreciate your time this morning. And
Yeah,
Mike and I can
work
get
with Mike
together.
and work on it and bring it to us. And we can't make any promises, but we will look at it. We'll promise you that.
And even if nothing else gets done, if we can just cover the paneling and shoot, even if it's peel and stick tile, go down the floor part of the bench, just something to make it look a little more
Actually,
professional.
on top of that bench, you probably have a couple of boxes of stuff left over.
They're all
Yeah,
wood.
but you could do that bench up from what we put upstairs.
That would be great. Just something a
We'll
little more
figure it out.
professional.
You could
and-
even paint it.
Sure. Call it,
Right.
paint it, smooth it out, whatever you want to do.
Okay, you guys work together
Great.
on that?
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
See you
your time.
after a while.
Appreciate you.
Okay, thanks, Mike.
Okay, moving on. Brett Summers, Development Manager for Colonial Life. He is not here, and
Say that.
Like, I could probably fix that bench.
He's my
honestly,
boss.
If y'all
He's
just
my
wanna do any
director.
carpet in there.
He had to send me, he's
It
at a
won't be bad.
leadership conference.
Yeah, I don't know when that annex was built. That's the original. It was good stuff.
70-some, or mid-70s, I believe.
It's okay. That's fine.
It's all good.
Just keep in mind, if we remove this paneling, that's a precedent.
I'm just covering it up. Probably has asbestos.
Like a nail.
That bench is well made.
Water hose and nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Just a new
should
thing's
be.
gonna change the whole thing.
Yeah.
This is John Smallwood.
Sean.
Sean.
Sorry.
Sean.
Do you mind if I have my laptop out? I was gonna present to you
Okay.
guys my
Okay.
laptop. So I'm with Colonial Life. We are wanting to get you guys on our guaranteed issue short-term disability and guaranteed issue life insurance. What that means is basically in the name, it's guaranteed issue. That means even if somebody has a critical condition such as stage 4 cancer, history of heart attacks, diabetes, things that would normally preclude them from these kind of coverages, we're still willing to do it, and we come in at the most competitive rates on the market. What that looks like, are you guys familiar with Aflac or Washington National? So we swing in at about 15% cheaper than Aflac. We come in at about upwards of 40% cheaper than Washington National, and our coverages are actually more comprehensive in general. I've actually prepared you guys a proposal. It's a little bit long. It's about 56 pages. I'd be willing to email it to you guys after the fact. But basically what we want to do for you guys, we give access to Gather, which is our proprietary leave behind benefits administration system. We are the only company that does benefits administration, flexible enrollment, and benefits communication. We can also handle Section 125s. We would like to do this on a pre-tax basis, but we can also do post-tax. As long as we see 70% of employees, we are willing to do $10,000 accidental death and dismemberment coverage completely free for every employee that you guys have. Some of the things that we have on offer right now, sorry, let me scroll through my proposal here. We also do cancer assist. I take it you guys are all on PEIA. Okay, so with PEIA, generally between people's co-pays and ambulatory services in their first year of battling cancer, they're looking at $20,000 in out-of-pocket expenses. We have the best-in-class cancer assist. It's meant to help with those co-pays, deductibles. It's not the cure for cancer. It is the cure for, it is the cure for medical-induced bankruptcy due to cancer. We also, our full name is Colonial Life and Accident. We have the best-in-class accident policy. It will cover your employees both on and off the clock. What that means is if somebody should slip and fall in the shower, we're going to help them with their co-pays and their deductibles. So it's meant to be paired with a major medical. Our disability also counts on and off the clock. We have the most competitive rates and it's on guaranteed issue. Literally, as long as somebody is working, we will issue them short-term disability. We can go up to 2 years on that. After that point, they're in long-term disability, which workers' comp would generally take over at that point. We are the only ones in this state that are offering short-term disability for pregnancy, psychiatric and psychological condition. So we will cover post-traumatic stress. If your doctor can sign off and say that you're too depressed to work, we'll cover short-term disability for those kind of things. We also are the only ones that do drug and alcohol rehab. So if your employees have to go to rehab, we protect their paycheck under those circumstances as well.
What percent of base pay?
We will go up to 60%. That's the federal limit. So it is federally capped to 60%. Some of our other offerings, while we were on the topic of guaranteed issue life insurance, we are doing employer paid. We just started this 2 weeks ago. We will do guaranteed issue life insurance in the amount of $10,000 per employee for $2 per month per employee. So $24 annually, we will cover your employees for $10,000 in guaranteed issue life insurance. If that would be something you guys are interested in. see if there's anything that I left out. Do you guys have any questions for me about any of this?
Do you know of any other counties you're currently working with?
So Greenbrier County, that's actually another group of mine. I'd like to say there are more, but I can't think of them offhand.
Sure.
But I haven't worked with them myself. Now we are the premier vendor for the state account of West Virginia. So I actually just went to Robert L. Shell Juvenile Facility. I was just there yesterday. I'll actually be going back tomorrow because I had to do this meeting with you guys. We usually do 2-day sets. We do all the jails and prisons, the Charleston Fire Marshals. We're the premier vendor in this state. We're also the premier vendor for the states of Kentucky and Virginia as well. Our office just opened in August of last year, and we're over all 3 states now.
Where are you based out of?
We're in Princeton,
Okay.
so I had a little bit of a hike to get here.
Good old turnpike.
So,
So the short-term disability, you said up to 60%. That's, I guess there's an option for the employee to pay full, or there be a partnership with the employer.
yeah, so we can do, normally we actually do employee paid. So how that would work is I would come in, I would set up my table, I would enroll people in their benefits, and they would actually pay for their short-term disability. We can actually do it as employer paid or a percentage of employer paid as well. That's completely up to you guys. It definitely doesn't have to be.
I didn't know if that was mandatory or how it's different structure.
Nope, if you guys wanted them to pay for all of it, that's 100% a thing that you could do.
What's your typical policy for short-term disability on a 25-year-old man or woman is perfectly healthy, whatever your example is that you give?
Fell singled out, so he said perfect.
So, I actually brought a physical copy of all of our rates, and you guys can keep these. And then the proposal that I'll email to each of you will also contain all of our rates as well. I would like to say it'll be a couple of pages back. I will pull it up right here as well.
The last line on the first page.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Right.
So our short-term disability for a 25-year-old man,
You're top line.
it would depend on how much disability you were looking for.
Sorry,
Oh,
that's
sorry.
name somewhere.
Sorry, this is
Right.
56 pages.
I see there's 10,000, 25, 50, 100, 175. Yeah, this answers the questions I had.
Okay, perfect.
My biggest question would just be, what we normally do is just basically permit this to be an option for employees.
Yeah.
And you come in, and if they choose to sign up, so on and so forth, it's up to them. But that's
Perfect.
standardly how you operate with an organization.
That's exactly
like
how
this.
we, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, as mentioned, we come in very competitively. We believe in handshakes and neighbors helping neighbors, so we don't advertise, we don't spend a ton of money. We try to pass all of that savings down to the people who, are our clients and constituents. So if you've got people who are on Aflac, if you've got people who are on Washington National, switching to us can save people thousands of dollars annually.
And when you say you're the premier vendor, and I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but when you say that you're the premier vendor, is that like a classification from the governments you work with?
That's a classification from us.
Okay.
Yeah. By premier, I believe that means we're like up and coming, but we do come in the most competitively. I think as far as our life insurance goes, only MetLife is comparable to our rates, and they don't have as many coverage types as we do. We do, our short-term disability, they don't offer that. Accident policies, they don't do either. So our package is a broader spectrum than most at an excellent price.
We do have some occasional turnover and stuff. How would you handle that with that employee if they would go elsewhere or retire or something like that?
I'm so glad you asked. So every single policy that we issue is portable. So they only have to have it payroll deducted a singular time. We're paperless, so when somebody signs up, they get their explanation of benefits via email, and they also get their login to our website portal. They can switch to bank draft, and then after that point, they will keep our policy forever, even if you terminate them, they quit, they retire. Every single thing that we have is completely portable. Otherwise, it'll just cancel once you take them off payroll. We also by far have the easiest claims system. So actually, as my other job, I'm an amateur kickboxer. I go to an MMA gym a few times a week. My boss, Brett Summers, the guy that you guys were expecting, he's actually an undefeated kickboxer himself. He uses this accident policy whenever he gets, hurt in the ring, black eyes, scratches, things like that. Our accident policy does not exclude amateur sports. We're the only ones that do that also. What you would do, let's say that you have to use our service, you go to the emergency room. We've streamlined our process to where all you need to do is scan your documents in, upload them to our website, and the general turnaround time is about 5 days for a payout. You never even have to speak to an agent to use your policy. You have any questions?
Counsel? Sure. He's in the first class, not me.
I would say from our standpoint, if you want to present it to the employees here, work with the clerk with that, we're okay with it.
Okay.
Perfect.
All I would need before I leave is to fill out fast form. It needs to be an authorized person who's able to sign. It just confirms the county information and then gives us access to your employees. It's not a contract or anything. Who would I speak to about that? Okay.
Would it be you or the president? You probably need to sign. Mr. President. Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I don't want to take up too much of your time. Just whenever you've got a minute, we can fill out that form. It takes about 5 minutes.
We have more appointments, then we'll be out of the meeting. So
All right.
you can
Thank you so much.
get together with
Appreciate it.
everybody.
Yes.
Sorry.
They're not the custodians of this record, I think it's.
Mike, if I need to do this, can I back you up? Absolutely. You go check and see. Can you check and see?
I can.
Johnny's right here.
Yeah, you can go ahead. We'll bring him on. I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda to, before Michael Moore, the maintenance manager of the commission, address the personnel issues requested by President Chapman.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion has carried. Okay, what we want to move on to right now is Sheriff Evans, who is the president of the board.
Sir.
President of the board for DRC has a recommendation for hiring a new director. So he has sent a letter to the commissioners of the recommendation. So we would like to take some time to talk with the applicant, candidate, whatever you want. But you want to give us a little insight before we go into executive session?
Yeah, this has been really probably a hard decision for the board to make because we had a lot of good applicants to apply for this job, and overall the decision was made to recommend Carl Johnson as the director of the DRC, and we think with his background in finance and leadership that he's had throughout his career with jobs that he's had, we think that he would probably be the best fit for the job at this time.
And just to clarify a few things, you guys went through the process of taking interviews and things
Yes.
like that. And from what I understand, you abstained from the vote just because of
Yes.
Reasons that you didn't feel like you should do. So we commend you for that. Okay, at this time, I would like to call for an executive session.
You're good at that part, is it?
I'll make a motion to enter executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4 concerning personnel matters. It'd be my request that only the commission, council, Sheriff Evans, and the candidate here, Mr. Johnson, pertaining to it.
With any board members that's here, be allowed to stay?
I'll leave my motion the same.
Clerk.
Oh, yeah, Clerk Payne. I'm sorry, I thought I said
There's a
that.
motion on the floor. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Who wants to?
I'd like to make a motion to exit executive session pursuant to West Virginia Code 6-9A-4 concerning personnel matters. It is 11 a.m. No decisions were made during that time.
There's a motion on the floor. Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried.
I
As
would like
Commissioner
to-
Cole said, there was no decisions made. We will be waiting back for some more information to make a decision.
Yes.
Is that-
Well, I'd like to actually make a motion to approve Mr. Carl Johnson as the DRC director, pending his approval to accept the job.
When does he start?
September 2nd.
If he takes it, yeah. There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion?
Is that okay, Lincoln?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
We appreciate the input always as you have shared.
Thank you.
Okay, now Mike Moore.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you.
Morning, man.
He probably come up with 2 or 3 more things.
Yeah,
Did you
that's
add?
This just got longer.
It really did, honestly.
Project me
We'll
out
put
again.
that on the next agenda.
Okay, fair enough.
So first thing, lighting project update. Big courtroom's all LED now. The 2 offices, Sales and Aaron Evans' office are done. The majority of the second floor is done. There's just the conference room and a couple in one of the little hallways there. Now they're down here working. They're done in here, right? So that's rolling. Probably have about another 4 or 6 weeks before we get everything changed out. So,
Do you feel like you're gonna see I know we're gonna see a reduction in the electric bill, but do you see it also a reduction in the heat that the fluorescence created over these, or do you think?
I would imagine so. Run on way less voltage, right? Yeah. So
Less maintenance with the ballasts and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
for sure. Yeah, ballasts are about the cost of one of these lights at this point. And then you got your bulbs on top of that, about 20 bulbs of those, it's like $100 and some. So it's gonna save us a lot of money overall. Next thing I have, I've got a few quotes for pressure washing companies around the area to do these knee walls around the courthouse here before Potato Festival and the front sidewalk. So I've got a quote from SB Pressure Washing. They came in at $1,250. I have a quote from Almost Heaven Surface Solutions. They came in at $850. Yeah, I wasn't sure if y'all had those still yet or not. Figured it'd be easier to bring them. And then we have Santiago Handyman Services that also came in at $850. So I'd like to go ahead and get a vote on this if we can, so we can get this knocked out before the Potato Festival.
Is there any question of any of these that they can get it in the timely window?
Everyone seemed didn't have a problem with the time frame.
And they're okay with the service, actually knew what they wanted to do to get it clean.
Could I ask
Just spray
a
water.
question?
Yes.
Is that for sandblasting?
Anybody,
No.
Pressure washing.
Light pressure washer.
Yeah. A soft wash, they call
Yep,
it.
soft wash,
Yeah.
100%. I got those in now.
Do you have a recommendation?
I'm not sure where Santiago Handyman Services is from. I know
Summersville.
Okay, well, so's the other one, so whatever y'all want.
Yeah, Summersville's one.
I know we like to try to keep it local if at all possible.
One down to 2 850s. Top.
Well, maybe the fairest thing to do since they're the same school, alphabetical.
Have we done business with either one of these before?
Not that I'm aware of. I know Almost Heaven just started up within the past couple of weeks that they're a new business.
Since Jackie's been around there, is.
I'm not sure. First time I
Yeah.
met him the other day.
He retired from another job.
Garrett.
and,
They have insurance?
And did this, I know.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, you good with all your stuff?
Either one.
Oh, that's when he said it's new, right? They're just new in business.
They're the new ones.
Yeah, he retired from another job.
Oh, this guy. Okay.
Then Santiago, I know he's done
Do
construction.
you know?
20 years.
Let's see, how can this- Greg Carver.
I know the name.
Yeah, it's his son.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's his son.
Just lost a sister.
They get their insurances and do a job that suffices. Sure.
Okay, do we have a motion on the floor for either one?
Make a motion that we select Almost Heaven Surface Solutions. So we have $850.
Motion on the floor, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
How much?
$850. And that's the little retaining wall.
Yes, all around the name. From this corner of the trash house, down this side, around the front, and over to the sheriff's where they pull up and go to the car show. Next thing, so as we were talking about, we did the light change out in the big courtroom. Big mess in that ceiling. I sent y'all pictures, like a lot of.
Look like wintertime.
Yeah, sure. Right. So I had a company come in, let me find their quote. Got a bunch of stuff going on here.
If we could look at it before you disclose it now.
Yep. Sure enough, this is the only one I could get here on short notice, and this is a
Yeah.
pressing issue.
Yes.
But they are from Rennick, West Virginia, so they're another local-ish business.
Okay. Does this include material?
No, so this
So
will
that's-
be
yeah.
them removing the ceiling tiles,
Mhm.
the messed up insulation. Once they do that, they're gonna deep clean the courtroom and like all the drapes and mini lines and stuff like that. And then we're probably gonna have to get quotes on replacing those ceiling tiles and insulation.
Is that something they can provide? Or they're just more
They're just
restore-
cleaning.
restoration?
Yeah,
cleaning?
they're just a cleaning company.
Ceiling tiles are just like these, or just put them in, don't you?
Yes.
I mean,
But
it's,
We
the
leave the
thing
frame.
is, that's why I wanted
If
to
they
know.
fit the frame too.
Yeah, I want to know what y'all were good with. I want to order one of the packs and see if it'll sit in that track, existing track that we have up there. Hopefully, we won't have to change that out. So I don't know what y'all want to do about this cleaning thing. I
I
mean,
don't-
it's just the one quote, but that's all I could get.
I don't see a date it's good for, but I mean, I guess if we accept it, then they'll just have to wait until we get the other part ready to replace.
We're gonna put it all back together, so.
Right. It's
Yeah,
gotta
we're
be
gonna have to shut that
in
courtroom
tandem.
for like a week probably.
yeah, we'll
Yeah.
have to postpone
Yes.
everything for a week.
Like, we ain't gonna
Well,
get this done next week, but we
Half
need to
of
start.
it.
Half of us will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you have any jury trials?
I can't give juries, so no.
Um,
Actually, we don't have, our last jury is scheduled for Monday, if we can get enough jurors, so, we'll be good for a while.
So why don't you go ahead and see if the ceiling tiles work, get a thing leaving the grid up there, and then get the, what ceiling tiles you want, what it's gonna cost to put that back, and give it all to us in one package.
Great. So here's the ceiling tiles. I did print that out already, but.
But you don't know if they fit the grid.
Right, I'm gonna go ahead and order one pack of those. The judges both agreed on them, and hopefully they will fit.
Okay.
And if not, we'll go from there.
Okay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Good with that?
Oh,
Yeah, which one do we agree on?
yeah. Before I leave, also air conditioning and new coil down at DRC that broke there a couple weeks ago. That's installed and paid.
You said and paid?
Yes.
I have a question. In the contract.
One of those like the
construction
roof
world,
units.
Yes.
This
Is
was
it
a-
typically standard to request money up front when you're dealing with a
Yes.
government entity?
Yes.
Say it again.
If the government went to it, we'll do it.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to, but when you're dealing with, on most things, to buy parts and things like that, yes, or at least you can bill it.
Yeah.
Um,
Most of them want half up front for their materials, you know, I mean, most businesses around here, because they just don't have the revenue to keep that on hand or
I got you.
pay for a $15,000 unit, you know what I mean?
So we've had that a couple times in the park, and I just wondered if that was standard practice.
If you say up front when you take the bids, we can't put it up front due to budgetary, but we'll pay you as soon as you're ready. You know, something like that, you gotta kind of spell it out.
I got you. Yeah, I was just curious.
While Mike's here, and I mentioned this to Craig, we're having a little bit of a problem with all of the signage directing everybody to the courtroom. up here. And so when we have hearings in courtroom 2, people are going to courtroom 1, and they're outside there, and they don't know to come to courtroom 2. So sometimes they make their way back there, and sometimes they don't. So what I'd like to do is allow you all, or have you all authorize signage to point to courtroom 2 this way and get people that way. And our notices say which courtroom they're in, so they'll know from there. But rather than everybody going up there and standing and not knowing they're in courtroom 2.
Anything to make it more user
Might
friendly.
need a sign that says courtroom 1.
I was gonna say, maybe
Yeah.
on that wall, you put courtroom 1, on that wall,
Well,
courtroom 2 with an arrow.
There's 13 signs right here that say no pocketbooks, no knives or anything, and it's all day. We have to tell them they can't have the pocketbooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, they told me I couldn't take my knife in there the other day.
So there's just a couple.
I mean, it's just a small thing, but it would really help the flow
Okay.
up there.
User friendly
Yeah.
people is a lot better.
Yeah, not being on the agenda, I just recommend maintenance director to research it, address.
And Mike's been great. Anything we've asked him to do,
Oh, thank you.
been done.
You're just saying that because we're on camera.
I'm saying it because we're on camera and he's doing it.
Fair enough.
And it's true.
And it's true.
Fair enough, absolutely.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner comments?
Old Main had a very nice function, fundraiser at the Harvest Dinner. Commend them on working on their efforts there, and then unfortunately I didn't make it, but I understand you all went to the Veterans Day, or I'm sorry, not the Veterans Day, but the Veterans event at Brown Oaks. Did that go well?
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah, good. Yes.
If you haven't made it to the military, what do they call it? Museum of Freedom? Is that what they're calling it? Freedom Museum?
That's freedom.
Yeah, there's the word Freedom Dinner. Anyways, if you haven't made it to the military museum, I would encourage you to get down and take a look at it. They've got a lot of hard work in. They've inherited a lot of things from a previous collector, and get down and check it out. That's it.
Okay. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
There's a motion on the floor, any discussion? Motion has carried.